As a teenage boy in middle or high school, what confused you the most about teenage girls? The most confusing thing is all the fucking hints they drop. Tell me please. This. A month back a girl invited me to her house and said she would be home alone and bored. Took me a week or two to pick up on it, and even now I'm still not sure. Girls get horny too. Head explodes. I literally wanted to jump on every cute guy in my high school. But I never did. Honestly, didn't miss out on much. You could be the biggest crush and you may think they don't even know your name. And other jokes I can tell myself. How they could form a magical, impenetrable barrier with a chatting circle. The weird thing is that they often feel the need to include the misfits. They force you to tag along. But when you're actually standing inside the chatting circle, no one even bothers to talk to you. They just keep chatting without looking at you. And slowly, the circle somehow shrinks in size, so you're the one who's standing outside the circle now. At least that's what happened to me. Happens to me with any friend circles still. How they can argue for literally 3 minutes and hate each other for the whole year. Also argue for the day, then be best friends the next day. Or hate someone because of what they apparently said to another friend. Did you hear what Stacy told Kelly about what Kate said to Tina at Maggie's party when Bridget got there? Are you from the 70s? They hated each other for a year before they got to arguing. Why the fuck is the toilet their gang hideout? It's restricted access. They can talk about you as much as they want. Girls talking about me. Yeah, I don't think so. Trust me. We've bitched about everyone at some point. My ego needed this today. How they managed to tuck their cock and balls away in the swimming costumes. Pardon? What? They all wanted older guys. Like 3 to 4 years older. I was always jealous of the girls in my high school class who dated college boys. But then I went to college and met the type of guy who dates high school girls. Scott Pilgrim was dating a high schooler. It's also well established that Scott Pilgrim isn't the best person. What confused me the most? The giggles. Yes, the giggles of teenage girls confused me the most. Walking into class, or down the hallway, and a group of 3 or 4 girls would just start giggling and snickering to themselves like some sort of bad inside joke. I would always check my shoes or clothing for something embarrassing but never found anything. To be honest, I'll probably never understand the giggles. From my experience, being in a girl group, it could be someone in our group has a crush on you and we're teasing her, or some inside joke we don't want others to hear. Like if a professor is teaching in front and we don't want to laugh out loud. That's what I was always told. Later on in life. But as a young teen it's quite a bit confusing. It always made me feel really upset when girls did do that. Because it feels like they are laughing at me. Exactly. I was so paranoid because of it. But I guess that shows what kind of esteem I had growing up. How they can act super nice. Then one thing goes wrong. And they are mortal enemies all of a sudden. Then they'll talk the maddest shit about each other but turn around and be all friendly. It was kinda confusing and amusing watching my ex do this. How they are just kind of casually gay. They just walk up to their friend, grab their ass or boobs and then just segue into whatever they have to say. I don't get it. As a lesbian, it was and still is very confusing to me. You always get wrong vibes. They're literally 2 steps away from making out. Sometimes they are making out. Why in a class of 50 people, 35 of which were girls, I was the only guy who couldn't get a prom date? How many did you ask? At my school, girls asked the guys for prom. But I did ask a friend to go as friends, but she had other obligations. Plot twist, she didn't. And that's how I was the only person not at prom, went camping instead. I never understood that they were just people that I could have talked to. I was too shy to make the first move at any point. So all my friends are guys since they were the ones who talked to me. I was confused for the longest time on why 2-piece swimsuits, top and bottom, were sold separately. Also for like $60 each. Because what if you need a large bottom piece but a small top piece? And what if your hips are narrow but your boobs are huge? Gotta buy the top and bottom independently. Yeah, when I was 11/12-ish I had to keep buying swimsuit tops and bottoms separately. It was not fun. But I thanked the stores that did sell them separately. I was always confused as to why the girls weren't interested in sex and trying to obtain it at all costs like we used to. It turns out that I was wrong and girls do like sex. Turns out the problem is you being you. Honestly, how sexually active are high school girls? I feel like I was super horny in high school but not sexually active as a guy. Like all things with girls, it ranges a lot more than with guys and it's pretty random. There are girls blowing a different guy every day since they're 13 and equally attractive women who don't get with a guy until they're 30. I didn't understand girls until I spent days talking to hundreds of them on Omegle in my early 20s. How all the girls who love horses are complete psychos, and none of the sane girls spare a passing thought about those stupid short giraffes. Hey, I had a drunken conversation with a horse trainer once. Most of the problems stem from the fact that the industry is bullshit and massively stresses the trainers out. The girl I was talking to is only in it for the horses, and even then she's looking to switch careers as soon as possible. She said that there are stereotypical alpha bitch horse girls, but many of them are just struggling to make ends meet doing what they love. Why the hell do they wear booty shorts in winter? Like, I get you are trying to look hot. But there's snow on the ground, for God's sake. A hoe never gets cold. Let it hoe. How can I win the affection of one of the ones with the lumpy chests? You have a way with words. Just keep doing you. Being afraid of the ball in gym class. Like, literally huddling together in groups of girls and then shrieking in utter terror when the soft playground ball flies 30 feet over your head. Why did they do this? Were they just afraid of balls? Why the larger girls did not consume the smaller ones? I did not get that. Yeah, you'd think.